Alright. Hi, my name is Quanasia. Welcome to my book corner where I talk to you about books and series that I recently read. This series is called The Prime Sisters Love Hit Different by, Tanisha Sims. And it's deep, y'all. It's deep. It's heavy. The three sisters' names are Ruby, Rose, and Riley. Riley's the youngest. Rose is the hot in the ass one. And Ruby is the older sister. She is the definition of an older sister. She held shit together. Her mama was a crackhead. Her daddy was a drug dealer that honestly, truthfully, wasn't shit. Lord. He also has a wife. Okay. Well, the mama was put into rehab, and the father was able to get them a new apartment, a new house. So they moved into the house. The house was rent for 6 months. They moved into the house while the mama was still in rehab because the last one didn't work out, right? And it's been like that since they were younger. The mother was abusive as hell. As they got older, Rose was still acting a plum fool. It was giving middle child syndrome though, because she felt like she wasn't pretty. She felt like in the room, guys looked at her older sister and her younger sister, but nobody paid any attention to her. No matter how much she was loud, how much she put herself out there, nobody was paying her any mind. So she thought, very middle child syndrome. The way Rose was moving when it came to her sisters was odd to me. Anyways, Ruby met this guy named King while she was working at the hair salon, and they started talking. He liked her, yada yada yada. Well, Rose was messing with this guy named Reek, and Reek asked her if she could invite her sisters. Now, the reason why Reek asked her to invite her sister because King has a thing with their father Preme. Old King $500,000, and they decided to use the sisters to get back at Preme, which really wouldn't have worked because Preme wasn't really in their life in the first fucking place. But that's neither here nor there. Anyways, they invite them. Rose liked King. She always had an eye for King, but King wasn't really checking for her. Anyways, they get to the house. Riley starts liking this guy named Shamar. Shamar comes in. Shamar used to talk to Ruby way back when, but played in her face when he was younger. But then he saw Riley and he really likes Riley, and they decided they was gonna tell Riley because Riley was happy and really liked Shamar, right? When they should have told this heifer any fucking way, right? But meanwhile, behind it, Riley's back. Rose is fucking on Riley's man, Jesse. And at this time, Riley is a virgin. So Jesse was trying to have sex with her. She was like, no, he's fucking on Rose, right? Boom. Well, boom. They go to Atlanta and they all get booed up. Basically, all of them gets booed up. At the end, Rose decides she gonna go into King's room and starts feeling on him while he's sleeping like a fucking weirdo, and he kicks her out. Riley peeps it. She looks out the door. She peeps it, and she's like, what the fuck was you doing in here? And she's like, oh, I just went in there to ask me a question. Meanwhile, she only had a t-shirt and no penis on. Like, girl, what? So anyways, they didn't tell Rose this. Okay. Anyways, Rose is in her feeling by the end. They all end up going home. The mama gets out of rehab. The mama ain't shit. Okay, she comes out, she still ain't shit. Riley decides to talk to Jesse again because they had stopped talking. She decided to talk with him again because something happened with Shamir. I forgot. Anyways, she's at Jesse's house, and Jesse decides to take her out for dinner, and also decides that he is going to force her to have sex with him. And when she doesn't, he kicks her out of his house. And before he kicks her out, he says, well, your sister, like I fucked your sister and she had a juicy pussy, okay? And so she's pissed, right? She calls the dad comes to get her, basically takes her to a hotel. She gets back to the house. She sees Rose there. She basically is like, you was fucking Jesse. And she's like, girl, what you talking about? That's a lie. She's like, you a lying ass bitch. And then she's like, And she also tried to, and then Riley turns to Ruby and is like, yeah, and she tried to fuck on King too. And Ruby's like, bitch, what? And so they're all like arguing. So Rose decides to leave. And then Riley asks Ruby about Shamir. And she's like, listen, me and Shamir is not a thing. He makes you happy. That's your man, girl. This was a long time ago. I do not give a fuck about that nigga. Right? So boom. Now Rose is over here acting, right? Child. Anyways, long fucking story short, a lot of things happened, okay? Another one of Ruby's exes comes about, acts like he in love with her, and she had to tell him, I'm not in love with you, I got a man. And he's like, we'll see about that. And she goes about her business. And Riley didn't really want to talk to Ruby for a long time for whatever fucking reason. She realized it was no reason for her to be mad at her older sister. Like, bitch, they talked, her and Shamar talked way before you, and they did not talk again. Like, what are you mad about? What are you mad about? He kissed her, that's it. You ended up giving your virginity to that man. Shut the hell up. And then Rose was acting like she didn't want to talk to nobody. Like, girl, you dug your own hole for your grave. Now lay in it. And come to find out, the dad ends up getting shot up and dying, and that was a really sad part. They found out that they actually have a little brother from the father's wife, and the father didn't want to tell them because he felt like he fucked up with them already, and that would just fuck up their relationship even further, that he sat there and had another child. And the mother, because they knew the mom, they knew the wife, so Lorraine asked them if they could be sisters to their little brother, and they were like, sure, like, he's innocent and all of this, right? Boom. They have the funeral. It's sad. The mama comes to the funeral acting a fucking fool, and they tell her to get the fuck on, because the fuck you talk about, that's your baby daddy and you deserve to be there, and the wife ain't gonna get nothing. That is her husband. The fuck. Anyways, Cash was there. He talked about he loved her, yada yada yada. She told you to get the fuck on because I have a man. He talked about when he break your heart, I'll be here to put it back together. If you don't get the fuck out of my face. And then Riley's man decided he gonna take her to, I think it was Cabo or somewhere. Anyways, a tropical place. He took it to a tropical place, and not all the siblings, because when they found out that the dad had died, Rose was going to try to take her life, and so her man Reek had put her into some type of program where she got therapy and stuff because she needed it real bad. And when she saw her sisters at the funeral, she basically apologized, was like, I just need to get myself together, and I'll talk to y'all when I'm ready, because I'm just gonna come up with excuses and point fingers. And they was like, I'm cool with that. So Riley and her man, because it's Riley's birthday, and Ruby and her man went to, I want to say Cabo. It probably wasn't Cabo, but I want to say Cabo. They went there. They was having a ball. Rose went there too. Rose and her man went there too. Older sisters and their men went, basically. Rose found out she's pregnant. She tells Reek that she thinks she's pregnant, but she don't think it's his. She thinks it's Jesse's because she was fucking on Jesse. Reek said, bitch, he's pissed. Well, while Ruby is in the room with her man, she's getting her ring is going, or she looks at her mama done burnt the house down. And that was the end of book 2. Now we move on to book. That was the end of book 1. Now we're moving on to book 2. Yeah. Okay, boom. So in the second book, it starts off with a little recap of the first book, which I like. I feel like more authors need to do that, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, it starts off with Rose telling old boy that she pregnant and it might not be his child. Anyways, he starts pulling away from her. He really ain't trying to fuck with her no more because he was happy that she was pregnant, but then he wasn't happy that it probably was that nigga Jesse's, and he was kind of upset about that. So he was just like, yeah, he started pulling away from her and being nasty to her. It wasn't a nice dude. She was already going through a child, but she's working on it. She's going to therapy. She's trying to get her life together. She decided, did I tell y'all she was stripping? I don't know if I got to that point yet. No, I didn't get to that point yet. Back to Cash. Cash, the same motherfucker that was running after Ruby. Well, Cash decided he was going to start dating King's sister. And I feel like it was intentional. I don't feel like he just ran into her and they started dating. I feel like he did that on purpose. And his girl brought him to one of the barbecues that King was throwing, and it was like, girl, why would you do that? Are you not smart? Like, come on now. And so he got kicked out by King because King wasn't fucking with it, and he tried to and he tried to act like, oh, like I'm here in peace. No, sis, no, sir. You were here to try to antagonize that man, and you know damn well you was finna be all up in Ruby face. Rose decided her friend is a stripper, so she decided she was going to start stripping because he basically told her he didn't want her to stay at the not he Reed told her he didn't feel like it, like the relationship would keep going, and that she should move out. So she did, with the help of her friend Desiree helped her find a place, and then she was like, you know, you could strip. So she started stripping. She started making coin, right? Because the niggas left her, period. So she was making money. Her first month, she said she made like $50,000 or something like that. That's coin, okay? Reek and King and somebody and Dre just got out of prison. They went to the strip club. Reek saw Rose, and he got on that stage, yoked her ass up. They're fighting. Rose ends up getting fired, which is crazy. He's her best. He was like one of their. She was one of the strip club's best assets. So I don't understand why they fired her so quickly, but that's neither here nor there. They fired her because he acted a plum fool. Yeah, she got a blood test to find out the gender and the DNA test, and Ruby read the test and said it wasn't Reeks. So he was mad. He wasn't really fucking with her. He actually finally got it together though, because he was mean to her for a minute. But they went to therapy together, and then he got it together, and then he apologized because he basically said the same things to her mom said to her. And he basically was telling her, you know, I'm sorry, yada yada yada. They started working on their relationship. They started hunching. He started saying that was his baby back at his condo. He's made a room for the baby and a room for her to have her own space. They ended up working it out. Everybody ended up working out. Ruby ended up opening her own salon. Riley, I forgot what Riley was doing, but Ruby did her thing. Rose decided to start going to school, back to school, because after stripping, she made enough money to pay off her apartment and to buy her car off the lot, and she also had enough money saved over to go to school. So she went to school for a sterile processor, a sterile technician, something in the hospital, y'all. Yeah. But anyways. And so, you know, they started working out and blah, 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 blah. She ends up giving birth, and the baby, it comes out looking just like Reek. He asks Miss Vanessa, whoever that is, to go on over. Oh, I'm moving too fast. He sees Dre, and Dre asks him to get in the car. He felt weird about getting in the car. Something felt off, but he decided to not listen to his intuition. Ends up getting pulled over, going to jail because Dre set him up. They ended up being able to get Reek out. I didn't read what they did to Dre. I hope they dropped him, but honestly, truthfully, I was trying to hurry up and get through with the book, okay? Because it really didn't need to be this long, quite literally. Anyway, she ends up giving birth. The baby looks like him. They reread the test results. Ends up he's actually the damn daddy. Ruby feels bad because she was like, I didn't intentionally mess up the results, and they were like, girl, it's fine, it don't even matter. They're happy. Ruby ends up getting engaged to King. Rose names the baby Rayella. She names the baby Rayella. Everybody has a happy ending. It ends very much on a light note, and I love that. They deserve to have a happy ending. In the beginning, it was very rough, okay? Even in the beginning of the second book, it was still kind of heavy and sad, you know. Oh, their mama died in the second book, but they didn't really feel anything about the mama, but the mama died. And that's it, y'all. I'm trying to keep it cute because honestly the second book I was kind of bored. I was trying to hurry up and get through it because it was a lot that did not need to be said, but that's neither here nor there. It was a great book. It was a good book. I did definitely cried. I cried in the first book. I'm not even gonna hold you, like tears streaming. It was sad. I definitely was sad for Rose because she was, battling her own demons. Reek sat there and act like, he could handle it. But I feel like her getting pregnant and it possibly be Jesse's was a straw that broke the camel's back. Also, Jesse's mama, right? Rose went to Jesse's mama and basically told her, I could be pregnant with his baby. The mama basically was like, but you a lie and you a hoe just like your mama. But then turns around and takes her to court for custody of the unborn child. And it was like, you don't even know that's actually his child. You just take me to court for what? Just for it to turn out not even being his child. It was Reek's child. That's crazy. Also, Reek's real name is Tyreek and King's real name is Malachi. I love the name Malachi, by the way. Anyways, if you read this book before, comment down below. If you have not read it, go read it, come back and tell me what you think of it. I left out a couple of things, okay? So if I was you, go read it if you had. And anyways, if you could like, comment, subscribe, I appreciate it. Goodbye.